You know what's not here for at least Usain Bolt? $12.7 million. Enough to have like 2, maybe 3 of those bars that are in John Brinkus' home right now. But wow, you woke up one day, Usain Bolt, and your account went from $12.7 million to $12,000. You can't find out where and what happened. And then everyone is just shrugging their shoulders like, sorry, we're in the third world country. Things like this happen. There is no reproach. John, you heard this story. What were your thoughts? And have you ever been in a situation like this?
The first thing that goes through my mind is, is there anybody like fact checking this? Like if you had $12 million and you went out and you bought some things and maybe were a little suspect and you don't want to be traced to it. And what do you say? Like, hey, Usain, where's that money? The bank took it. I don't know. And then you're like, look, it was only $12,000. Just yesterday, it was 12 million. I don't know where it went. That's where my mind goes to, because I highly doubt there's a financial institution who just says, okay, there's 12 million. Let's just take it. I know that there are bad investments, but if you're the bank, you're not getting a customer to put $12 in. If you steal 12 million, if you're a financial advisor, sure, people make bad decisions, but not 12 million and 12,000.
That's interesting. I didn't think about it that way because I didn't fact check it. I was just like, whoa, why would I want that type of shame and embarrassment and people feeling sorry for me? Like I'm now the prize at a pity party if I'm Usain Bolt, unless this really happened. And look, we've traveled the world, right? And you go to certain places and even their financial institutions. I remember being in Panama like 20 years ago. Woo! First of all, I was like, I grew up in the hood and I ain't seen this many guns walking around on the streets. When you just walk in, guys got M16s, they just standing there. And I'm like, dog, I just want $20. Like what's the problem? So it's crazy sometimes. It just feels different, if not shady. But then you start to look in terms of what is really supporting their currency. What are they going through in terms of government circumstances, et cetera? It could get real political to the point where maybe they do, for whatever reason, try to pick somebody, and maybe somebody like Usain Bolt, because how many other people are in this same position, or how many other people have they already got, but because they're not Usain Bolt, we don't know about them. I think that this is a real situation, and it's something that I would never raise my hand to have been the victim of unless I really was the victim of it.
It's interesting. I think both views, like I'm not sure it's true or it's truer than you all even realize. I think both of those are completely legitimate. I do, just as a quick little aside, I do have a little experience with transferring money from the U.S. to, a Caribbean island. I won't give you the full backstory, but I had to go to a Western Union in the Cayman Islands, and I had to call my mom, and I said, hey, Mom, I need $2,000 for some reason. I'll give you the backstory on Brinks TV, not here. But when you go to collect from Western Union at 6 a.m. in the morning in the Cayman Islands, you're not hanging out with June Cleaver. You've got every hooker and drug dealer. And you're like, who needs money right now? Other than John Brinkus, I'm like, I'm feeling a little uncomfortable here.
Oh, man, that's crazy. Yeah, I can tell you've been through it before. I've been there before, too, starving, thirsting for that Western Union, whether it was in college when I was like, yo, give me some money. Or here's one worse, because my financial advisor is probably listening to this right now. He's like, every month I get that Amex bill, I swear somebody stole millions from you. It's like, what's going on? What are you doing? But in all seriousness, I remember I got my agent advance, and I think it was $10,000. Yeah, I think it was $10,000. And I'm a senior at Columbia, still going around at the local pizza joints, still the same routine, but now I got $10K in the pocket, right? And he sent me the money, and I was just so thirsty that I went and cashed a check at the local check cashing place. Instead of like opening it up and count, I'm hood rich, gator boots. Like I'm just too hood, right? Can't give me money. And then I went down there and the lady literally looked me in my eyes. She was like, sir, to cash this, it's gonna cost you 23%. Now I'm at Columbia, I actually know what that is. And I'm sitting there like, run it, baby, let's get it. And I walked out of there with $700 and still felt rich. I gave this little bodega, little check cashier place, I should call it Usain Bolt bodega. I gave this little bodega all my money, man, and I felt so greasy, but I also felt good because I was rich, man.
You would have gotten a better deal if you just went down in the subway and said, hey, I got a $10,000 check. Anybody want to give me $8,000 for it? So I'll give you the check. You give me $8,000 and I'm good. Would have been better.
Oh, man, I got too many stories like that. But thankfully, I've never been in that financial swindle. I've never been that guy like so many other NFL players, athletes, teammates. You imagine you look at your statement, and it's funny when you have some money, and anybody who looks at their statement, you just look at it for verification. It's not like you feel it. Like no matter how much the amount, you're like, all right, I'm not touching it. It's in the bank. It's on the statement. But then you refresh your MacBook, and then all of a sudden, commas are gone. Decimal points have moved, and you're sitting there like, you just envision hell almost. Like, what am I going to do? So I can only imagine the craziness that Usain Bolt must have been going through just trying to figure out what this situation is.